Awesome. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to restart because my application didn't recognize my microphone. Anyway, things seem to be working now. Um, yeah, things look good. Good. Excellent. All right. So, uh, what I wanted to say was I wanted to stream from this game uh, for a while now, but I couldn't find a hardware um, configuration that worked for me. Although, to be honest, I probably could have streamed it from my Xbox. I'm just not well set up there to stream. I've got the tech working, but the background is sort of cluttered and weird looking, and I didn't really want to bring that to you. Anyway, my first high performance Windows laptop that I drowned shortly, I think, before I started streaming with a Mocha, uh, crashed while playing this game. Um, and I've been noodling with it a little bit on the replacement unit, which seems to be pretty solid, knock on wood. So, anyway, XCOM, the reason I wanted to show it to you is that XCOM is a series of games that started in the early to mid 90s on PC and Amiga platforms. At that time, I had an Amiga that I was tricking out and enjoying. Um, and I really enjoyed the games. They're essentially a turn-based tactical combat and management game, which is right up my alley. Um, the first XCOM games, the ones that came out for the PC and the Amiga, were really good for games at the time, but kind of don't hold up anymore. Lots of pixel graphic and stuff like that. Um, the XCOM 1 and XCOM 2 reboots came, let me see. Oh, I don't have the article up anymore. There's a Wikipedia article about it that has pretty good notes. Um, I think in the early 2010s. And then in 2016, I believe, XCOM 2 came out, and then some DLC, and then like in I think 2017, a big update shipped for XCOM 2 called War of the Chosen, which I am not showing you now because I think it makes the gameplay more complicated, more interesting as well, and certainly increase the playability or the replayability of the franchise and the game. And then in 2020, XCOM Chimera Squad came out, and I have that, but it sort of fundamentally changes the way the game plays. Um, in XCOM 1 and XCOM 2 reboots, and I think if I remember correctly, in the original games from the 90s, um, it was turn-based squad to squad, which meant like if you had three different parties, uh, or two, say two parties, you have the XCOM soldiers, the good guys, the humans, and you have the aliens, then uh, the gameplay would go in rounds where first the humans would go and then the aliens would go, and within each round, each individual soldier would get ordered to go somewhere and do something. Um, so I'll show you how that works. But in Chimera Squad, it uses interleaved turns. So um, some algorithm describes who goes first, and then the next person who goes is from the other team, and it goes back and forth, which changes the gameplay considerably from a strategic or tactical perspective. Um, I haven't liked it as much. I think it's because the other thing that the XCOM reboot games and even the original 90s games did well was I think they took you to the brink of failure and then let you sort of claw your way back, even on the easy modes. Whereas Chimera Squad seems, even though the sort of interleaved turns is kind of weird and difficult to get used to if you're used to the rest of the XCOM series, failure doesn't seem to be quite so imminent. At least that's not my experience. So I don't know. It could have been the luck of the draw for me when I played through Chimera Squad, but uh, XCOM 2 seems to hold the tension for a fair amount of time and then let you earn your way to a point where you're kicking butt, which is uh kind of mode of story and gameplay that I super appreciate and really enjoy. So I just thought I would show you this after giving you that little bit of background. Um, and you can see how it plays, and an hour will be nothing, a drop in the bucket as far as the progression through the game goes. The other thing to know is that I have both of the DLC add-ons for XCOM 2, so some advanced gameplay stuff will be available. So it won't be the totally base game, um, but it'll be close enough. Uh, and if it is a little complex, that's okay. I mean, it's not like even War of the Chosen is that complex. It just has a complicated plot line that I thought would sort of get in the way of understanding how the game works. So let's go ahead. As always, I'm going to go easy. I'm going to disable the tutorial because I think you can just see how it plays rather than having to walk through the tutorial to see how it plays. And I'm not going to do Iron Man. Iron Man means if you die, you're dead, and that's it. I might play that uh, by myself, but probably not for streaming. So the Alien Hunters and Shen's Last Gift are both DLC missions, but even if you don't enable them, um, the content, including the new soldier class, will still be enabled. So we're going to play it with the content enabled, but not the actual missions and narrative structure. Fringe elements are you, by the way. So a lot of the control is with the mouse. You can also use a gamepad, but I'm using the mouse and the keyboard. All right, so you start with one of your soldiers highlighted with this sort of uh, flashy square and the occasional upward movement. You can see um, it's an orthogonal view. With the keyboard Q and E, you can rotate the camera, but it's always orthogonal. And then with the WASD keys, you can scroll. You can also scroll with the edge of the screen and the mouse, but I don't really prefer that because it seems a little finicky and I'm twitchy and I don't like it. So I tend to use the keyboard for it. Um, the so your first sort of threshold of movement is outlined with blue, and that if you stay within the blue outline, you can move somewhere and still do a thing. If you move into the yellow outline, you can only move. So moving into the yellow outline means you move further, but it also means you can't also do a thing. Um, the shield icons that you see are against physical barriers, and they actually show how good your cover is if you put yourself next to one of these shield icons. Um, so, like, this one is a half cover, and then I don't see any full covers here, but full covers are basically just taller. So like against the cab of actually a vehicle like this truck, like down here, you can see if I went into the maximum of the yellow zone, I could get a full shield cover, but I wouldn't be able to do anything. So I usually like to, unless the mission is timed by turns, which some are, I usually like to stay within the blue so that I can do something like move to cover, and you move by highlighting and right-clicking with the mouse. Okay, so I'll go back to looking at my soldier. So I'm going up and down on the sort of vertical layers of the map with the mouse scroll wheel. I think you can also do it with like page up, page down. Let's see. No, but there is a control that does it, a keyboard control. Um, So anyway, now that my soldier has moved to this cover and revealed the location of some of the enemies, I could start trying to engage right now with the number 1 key. You can see that I have an 85% chance of hitting this soldier, this enemy soldier, and if I use tab to select the other one, it's also 85% chance for that. That's actually pretty good, and I might do that. Um, but for now, I'm going to hold off because I have 3 other soldiers to move. And I can select them with a tab while I'm not targeting anything. So I now have the second one targeted, or selected. So I'm going to see if I just glance down here, there's no cover for these ground level spots. So I'm going to stay up at the roof level. And I'm just going to tab without completing anyone's turn. They're both sort of half done, right? That's okay. I'm just trying to spread out a little bit on the principle that if somebody lobs a grenade, they're less likely to hit all 4 of my soldiers. All right, so now you can see that this one that's currently selected doesn't have any enemies in sight. If I tab through them, the first soldier I moved does. The second one does not. They're too far away. The third one doesn't because they're too far away and the building is blocking. So given that, I've only got one soldier who can take a shot. And the other thing is that the sort of decoration around the viewport shows that everyone's concealed. And when you're concealed, the enemy doesn't know you're there and they can't take shots at you. I want to preserve that. If I take a shot right now, I'll break that concealment and then the whole world will be after me. I would like to be better positioned and closer to the objective before I let anyone take a shot at me. So, what I'm going to do is order everyone to hunker down. So that's order number 3 on this soldier. So hunker down. I press the 3 key to order it and the enter key to confirm it. The same for everyone else. And as soon as I finished assigning that for every soldier, my turn ends. And you saw a brief moment, it said alien activity. That's the alien turn. And they didn't do anything because they don't know I'm here. Now you can see my blue outline reaches cover down below on the ground, close to these squares mean if I get in them, I will break concealment. So again, I'm going to try to sneak around while I can. Again, I'm going to keep sort of moving around between my soldiers before I commit anyone to do an action. The other reason I'm doing movement before action is because that's generally how the game works. There are some power-ups that you can earn or buy or train that allow you to do an action and then move, but that's not the default. Usually the default is move and do an action. I'm actually going to put this one a little bit in a harm's way because it's somewhat spread out and it has protection from some directions, but not from the direction where the aliens are right now. That's okay. We're still concealed, so I don't think that'll be a big deal. So I'm going to have hunker down again. All right, they're still not aware of us. So now I think I will move this guy here and start the hostilities. So I'll move him there. Now he's sighted the actual target. But I'm gonna actually have him fire. So I can either press 1 and target somebody and enter, or I can just enter, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, if I just enter it, by default it chooses. The reason the shot doesn't have 85% anymore is because we're at the same level. Shooting from above gives you a bonus to hit. But I still have a fairly good bonus, so I'm just going to take a shot. Killed! Alright, now the enemy wakes up. Gets a free move. We don't have to worry about the concealment squares anymore because the enemy is awake and knows that we're here. Now we just, so the other shield color is red. That means that you've got cover, but you're in peril. Like there's an enemy that could take a shot at you from a non-covered direction. All right, there's probably another enemy team somewhere. They will have been alerted by the gunfire. And because we're no longer worried about concealment, instead of hunkering down, I'm going to go into Overwatch, which means if I see an enemy, I can take a shot at them even in their turn. And the last, this one, I'm going to do the same, except I'm going to move them here. We're just moving in general towards the objective. So if I moved to the extent of the yellow line, I wouldn't be able to put them into Overwatch, because I would just be focused on moving. And I'm also not going through the entire squad first. I'm just doing individual troop movements because it's a little bit more convenient. And I know what the goal is, and I don't see any enemy right now. So given all that, it's better to just keep on going. I think here. There's some humans on the scene. They're generally friendly towards the enemy, but they won't attack you. They will inform on you, essentially. There we go. There's the extra aliens. So the one in red is the officer. That Overwatch shot went nowhere. They often do. They often miss. So this one can actually just shoot instead of going into Overwatch. The best shot is 49%. I'm actually more concerned about that officer, so I'm going to shoot at it with 41%. Missed. You've adjusted aim before you shot, dude. Maybe there. 46 and 20. Oh yeah, 46 is better, way better. Ooh, killed it. Nice. All these promotions being earned. Here. Getting a little dense. 31%, yeah. Still missed. Boy, that officer is lucky. I should have tagged him at least once. No, it's gonna shoot back at me. Ooh, it looks like they made contact. This soldier may die. Yep, that soldier died. Don't get too attached. Alright, sometimes your soldiers get panicked when one dies, usually the rookies. Alright, so that's really 2 soldiers down, although the one that's panicked will come back. So we'll just keep fighting. 52, yeah. Killed. Your ammo's not running low. Wow, 3 shots, still no hit. Oh, 2 dead. Wow, this is a more deadly mission than I've seen for the introductory mission. Usually I lose 1 soldier, but not 2. I'm not too concerned because there are lots of soldiers. Not as many as you might want, but there are enough that you can lose almost the entire squad and still be fine. Especially as rookies, they don't have any individualized, that's 4 shots and no hit. They don't have any individualized powers or power-ups yet, so it's not a gigantic tragedy. It certainly is something to try to avoid, and it's not something I would intentionally do, but I'm not too worried. 4 shots, no hit. This person's not gonna die, but they're wounded now. Seriously. Maybe I should just blow them up. Let's try a grenade. You can't miss with grenades in this game, which is nice. In some of the older XCOM games, you could, and your grenade would go wild and sometimes hit your teammates and stuff. And let's just blow them up with 2 grenades. That way we know it'll work. Only I missed. Because my mouse arm got twitchy when this one may die too. Nope. Now the vehicle's on fire, which means it will blow up, which could kill the soldier. So we'll move really quick. I'm actually going to move this way since it's closer to the objective. I think my mouse just decided to go walk about. Okay. And then from here I can shoot. Finally. So loot has been dropped. So I could send someone to the loot, but I think I'm just gonna, given the heavy death count here, I'm just gonna get the charge planted and end the mission. So sometimes missions end, even though they talk about rendezvousing at the extraction point. On other missions, they say rendezvous and they really mean that you have to move your whole squad tactically towards the rendezvous or extraction point. And some of them even make you place the extraction point. So you got to pay attention to how the mission is going to end when you get there. KIA. I do like a good ranger. I've used grenadiers to good effect, but they're not my favorite. Although with the use of the grenade launcher, they can be quite helpful. So Nilsson is gravely wounded and will take 22 days to heal. Just something to note. Their restfulness will be replenished in 22 days, no doubt. The one who was not injured is still a little tired. Not a lot tired, but their fatigue meter is not full, so it's something to keep in mind of. And then we got some loot and we got some artifacts, which the research division can research. So let's go to the research lab. So get as many scientists as possible, yes. So we're going to start them on research. You can see each research has an estimated number of days. So the fastest turnarounds are hybrid materials and modular weapons. I'm going to go with modular weapons because magnetic rifles are better than conventional assault rifles. Armor is good too, but I find that offense is a good investment in this game. All right, now I need to go to engineering. So get as many engineers as you can. I usually like to build one med kit, although we didn't get a support person survive the last mission. We should get one soon. Um, and then these four things are part of the additional content. I might, the hunters at, and this is stuff that I know from playing, so it's spoilerish, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. From what I remember, anyone can use the bolt caster. The hunter's axe is an upgrade for the ranger. Um, and the Shadowkeeper is the only class that uses pistols is the sniper, which I also don't have one of right now. So if I were going to spend any of my hard-earned supplies on these, I would build the hunter's axe. But I don't think I will right now. We're very short on supplies. You can see we have 0 engineers, 0 allies, 0 Illyrium, 140 supplies, and an income of 150. So we need to bulk that up. So that's next. Need. All right, and then uh, the next place to go is the geoscape. So your commander, the guy that was just talking, is central. I'm not going to go right away because I want to see what's up. It looks like that's the only thing to do, so I will go back to it. And you're flying this Avenger, which is like the shield carrier from the Marvel Comics universe. You click on the radar part to actually start working on something, and time passes through the whole ship. So before the task was complete, the research for modular weapons became complete. So now I go to the research area by clicking assign new research. You get the findings and a summary here, which honestly I don't always read. But it does sometimes provide clues to what's next, so it can be useful. Um, the stuff on the left is more immediately useful in that you can see you can research magnetic weapons, and there are some weapons upgrades available. Weapons upgrades are handled by engineering, so we will handle our business at research and then go visit engineering again. So now Shen is saying there are upgrades available for the magnetic weapons. So we're back in research and things have changed a little. We still have hybrid materials and alien biotech, but we can also research magnetic weapons. But look, the estimated time for magnetic weapons is 28 days, which is a huge amount of time in this game. So instead, let's work on hybrid material. And then click engineering and look at build items to see what's going on here. It looks like nothing's really changed yet. The other things that could have changed were things like uh, Proving Ground or Guerrilla Tactics School projects, which we don't have access to because we haven't built those areas yet in the carrier. But we will because I wanna win. Okay, so we're gonna leave that as is. So right now all we have is the tech, the research that's going on, and the ongoing geoscape activity, which is investigating the convoy. All right, so we got our supplies. Ooh, I was sleepy this morning. New item available, new research available. We do not have enough alien alloys to research plated armor, but again, we will. Magnetic weapons is still 28 days. I guess we'll research alien biotech. It seems like it's a little soon. We'll look at build items again. All right, so the nanoscale vest is available. I'm going to build one and give it to my ranger when he goes on the next mission. All right, so here's the target. Sometimes when a guerrilla ops mission shows up, you actually have to choose between 3 of them. This one's nice. There's only one choice. It's easy, and the reward is an engineer. Those are all good things. So in the early game, especially when you don't have much of an edge. It probably doesn't matter too much about what you edit or what you do. Um, think that since I have one ranger in the squad, I am going to outfit them with the nanoscale vest, which will help with close-up combat. But I think everybody else just gets to have a grenade and the normal loadout. No countdown, but we need to keep an eye on the health of the thing that is down here, this data interceptor device. So you can see it actually has hit points. There's just a lot of them. Just want to keep an eye on that as we can to try to limit the damage that it takes from alien attacks. So that said, I am going to move in two parts, but I may move to the entire extent of movement, depending on what we discover as we move around. So that move didn't actually make anything happen, so I'm actually going to take this one all the way. All right, and that didn't take anything down either, so, all right, didn't reveal any aliens, so I'm going to keep going with fast movement. Yeah, there are aliens all over the place, and they're already attacking that device. All right, so we saw movement, but we didn't actually see any targets. So we're going to start moving more conservatively, but still toward the enemy. Now we've seen someone. They have not seen us, though. We're still concealed. That said, I think we'll just start. Well, let's look at our ranger and see what our ranger can do. Nothing special. So that third action on the ranger's action means running melee attack, which can sometimes extend their effective range. So I always like to see what they're up to when we first see aliens, just to see what's going on with the capabilities and so on. All right, I'm just going to move everyone up into position before we start firing. But everyone except for this last one has a line of sight. You can hear that little cheap choo-choo sound. That means that we have an enemy in our sights. And the yellow means it's a good shot, like there's um, a high percentage to hit. Ooh, dead. Now the soldier knows that we've seen it and it gets to move, and so do the other aliens that are on the board. So I still have an attack and I'm gonna go for it. Yes. No attack. So in that case, I think I'll just move up. The other possibility is to go to Overwatch. And no attack. Still shooting at the device, so we do need to go and find those enemies and take them out. I'm gonna go into this yellow square to pick up the loot that the captain dropped when we shot him. No, it means no cover, but it's slightly more aggressive and helpful in some ways. Now I'm gonna shoot. And miss. Good job. Alright, so now I need to make it happen. Dead. Good. For the sake of that one soldier who's out of cover. So I can now see those. They're constantly mind controlling my people. I do what I can to try to reduce that risk as we unlock technologies. Alright, so I do have one that is in sight, but I guess it's not. Oh, there we go. We can take a shot. And we missed. Nice, good job. Get it together indeed. Just moving into the line of fire. Doing my best. Did damage, but did not kill. Ooh, resurrection of a dead alien. Now, the thing to know about both mind control and resurrected aliens is that the thing that's being controlled is being given life by the alien that's doing it. So if you kill the alien that's doing it, it will kill both the alien that's doing it and the thing that's being mind controlled. So that's why I got behind it so I could shoot at it. Because that means the resurrected unit will also go away, which is good. All right, I'm not going to hide near this one because it's about to explode. Miss. Oh, I should have paid attention. I had the sword attack that I could have used. Ah, well. I'll just overwatch. So Overwatch means I can take the shot during their turn, and I think I killed it. Yes. That means new aliens are coming. So the best thing to do is to actually hide in the building to help prevent further damage to the device. So I'm actually just going to jump through this window and maybe hang out there and then put it on Overwatch. This one, I'll go here, go on Overwatch. This one, I will go here. No need to be quiet. Everyone knows we're here. Overwatch. And I think here. Yeah. So here's the reinforcement. Eyes on. Overwatch. Total failure. Not bad, but missed. Overwatch. Ooh, 4 points of damage. Didn't kill it, but did a lot of damage. That one killed it. Alright, so we killed the one captain, but the 2 soldiers are still moving around. Alright, so shoot. I'm gonna go here, which reduces my targets down to 1. Missed. Fine. Shooting. Missed. Great. Okay. Good shot, dude. Alright, so I can finally use the Blade Master, which is good because I'm out of ammo. Reloading only costs an action, so it's not a huge deal, but it's better to kill, to attack. I'm going to attack from this position because it puts me behind the telephone pole from the enemy who is behind the car to the right. Blade Master kill will usually kill low level character. So it's good to assume that you can hit that way. Alright, so and probably kill for a low level character, like a soldier. Reload and shoot. Kill, nice shot. Finally a good shot. I got flawless because nobody took any damage. So we'll go through the sort of debrief and then I will end because it's almost an hour. All right. Nobody got hurt. Awesome. Everyone got a promotion. So we'll work through the promotions, which is pretty quick, especially for the rookies going to squaddies. So this is a rookie going to a squaddie. Click promote. And their class is chosen for them right away. I usually use them as medics. All right, this is a squatty getting a promotion, so this is a ranger who gets an additional skill. I almost always choose Blade Master because of the damage. I am not too sneaky, although certainly sneakiness can help sometimes. I often choose damage over sneakiness. Promote a rookie into a sniper. There's that pistol user. And another specialist. I was hoping for another ranger, but a specialist will do. Autoloader, data pad, various corpses. The data pad is something that you can research to get intel, which is another currency in the game. Yes, they are. So that's the briefing. New engineer. So we need to research resistance communications. So we're waiting for alien biotech to finish. Or we could switch. Let's switch. All right. Whatever, dude. Okay. So in order to make time pass, you have to work on the geoscape, but first you need to select your research. So um, I selected resistance communications because that's the highest priority according to the storyline. And then I would probably return to Mysterious Stranger and continue researching that in the geoscape, and then move on to the battlefield for additional supplies. But I'm going to stop here now because we're just over an hour, and just tell you that that's the sort of basic XCOM experience um, in the first hour of play. and I hope you enjoyed it. It is honestly one of my favorite games. I return to it again and again over the years because it's fun to play. It's rewarding. Um, there are sort of reward loops that are achievable and that sort of stay interesting and that are a little bit creepy and a little bit intriguing and mysterious. Um, and even though you do get a lot of squad deaths, especially in the beginning missions, as your soldiers mature and get more experienced and get more levels, they are more and more robust. As you research better armor and better weapons, they are more and more fierce. And it's just fun to enjoy the progression that you've earned as you play the game. Uh, and there are lots of different factors I have not discussed. But things like if you uh, connect to all the resistance headquarters in a particular region, like North America, then you get a particular bonus as you play. Um, as you level characters, they get more capable. There's the ability to unlock uh, mind control and other psionic attacks within the humans that you develop. You can increase the squad size, you can unlock robots. There's all kinds of interesting stuff that you can unlock and manage as you proceed through any particular game of XCOM, XCOM 2, or XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. And it's all just kind of fun and interesting and engaging. Um, anyway, it is, what is it, Wednesday? Um, the middle of the week. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are able to take care of your family and that they're able to take care of you. Um, I hope you find amusements where you can. It's been rough. Like, take care of yourself, including having fun when you can and having fun with other people when you can. Um, be safe, manage risks, but don't forget to have fun if you can. Um, fun is few and far between in my experience, and very much well worth it when you can manage to get to it and manage to get it. I hope that your pets treat you well and that you treat them well. Um, have a good week. Enjoy the things you've earned and earn to enjoy more things. And I will see you again. Take good care.